Did you ever wonder why a carved pumpkin with a candle inside would scare ghosts and ghouls? My dears, it is a talisman. 3 symbols combined: a pumpkin for the harvest, a candle for celestial light, and a face carved in the likeness of a cat. These 3 aspects of a moon goddess brought together reflect the power of she who hastens the denizens of the night back to the world where they belong. It is this power that scares the ghosts away and protects the home or the lonely traveler. So tonight, my dears, we ask and find what light shines forth from deep inside to illumine the path ahead. In this reading, the light of the jack-o'-lantern. Welcome, fellow Mooncats, to the final video in a spectacular readathon that has spread out over 8 nights, taking us all the way up to Halloween. If you haven't seen the other videos, you can find them on my channel in the playlist Halloween Readathon 2022. Each of these readings is drawn from an element associated with the hallowed evening, and each video provides divination with its own unique perspective. So if you haven't seen them all yet, head on over to my channel and have yourself a feast. The custom of divination at this time of year is a rich tradition. It's well known to be an auspicious time for communication with spirit. And so we continue the tradition with tonight's reading, The Light of the Jack-o'-lantern. If you look at the center of the table, you will see 3 small jack-o'-lanterns, each presenting its light in its own unique way. Jack number 1 with the happy smile, Jack number 2 with the wicked smile, or Jack number 3 with the laughing smile. I'll give you a moment now to make your selection. Jack-o'-lantern number 1, number 2, or number 3. It's okay to choose more than one, even if you choose all 3. For those of you who chose the first jack-o'-lantern, this is your reading. Welcome to the light of the jack-o'-lantern. In this final Halloween readathon reading, we will examine what light shines on you to illumine your path ahead and support you on your journey through the coming year. And so I have chosen your tarot cards and laid them out with a certain structure to examine this light. And in the center, this card is to represent you at this time. The 2 cards on the outside represent your spirit guides that are supporting you. And the card beneath you is your foundation. In other words, what personal qualities and skills or talents can you rely upon in the coming year? So let's go ahead and begin the reading, and then when we get to let's go ahead and begin your reading. Card number 1, the card that represents you at this time, is the Moon. Which is to say, at this time, you are very intuitive. You're very in touch with your psychic abilities, and you're very sensitive to psychic vibrations at this time, or psychic sensations, information that comes through in that way. So at the moment, let's say you are spiritually sensitive. At the moment, you are also discovering things. Like this crab emerging from the water, you are discovering so much more to the world. And so you are on a path that is leading you to awakening and awareness. You are on a path of spiritual growth. And let's take a look at who is guiding you on your path. We have the Two of Swords card. So in this card, there is a woman who sees but not with her eyes. She holds the swords as she tries to decide what she is to do next. But the swords represent knowledge, knowledge that she holds, and knowledge that she holds by using her inner wisdom, knowledge that she holds without using her physical eyes. So, in the background, we see a crescent moon representing the goddess or divine feminine power. And what this card is showing is that one of your guides on your path, one of your strongest supportive guides on your path, is your own higher self. Here you are shutting out distraction in order to reach that level, to attain that communication with your higher self. And another spirit guide watching over you, depicted in this card, is Archangel Raphael. Raphael is a healing angel and the angel of nature. And earth energy. So you have your higher self and Archangel Raphael protecting you on your path in the coming year. You may want to look into ways to connect with Raphael. And then in your foundation, what qualities do you have that you can count upon? Let's see if I can. Okay, and for the qualities you have that you can rely upon, you have the Sun card. So you have both the Moon and the Sun, and the Sun is saying that the qualities you can rely on within yourself is your ability to hold on to a sense of optimism. We see that powerful rainbow around the sun. like a protective bubble. And this is how your auric field is for you. You're optimistic, you're cheerful, and able to enjoy the joys that life has to bring. And so it is these qualities that you can rely on in the coming year. Okay. So let's begin some oracle cards. And we're just going to ask like what you can do to keep that light going. And we have the Throne card. Your potential is endless. So the advice here is to know that you can do anything. Each of the women in that card got to the throne in their own way. And yet they sit equally empowered. And this is the idea that you can do this for yourself and in your own way, and it will be appreciated. Let's pull some more oracle cards to see what lies on your path in the year ahead. And for the first card, we have signs and symbols. So this is Spirit telling you to be on the lookout for signs and symbols from Spirit that will help to guide you along your path in the coming year. You may have your own personal signs and symbols. Some common signs and symbols would be like seeing the same numbers over and over again, like a 111, 222, 1234. If you are seeing repeating numbers, like if you're seeing it on signs, you keep seeing it on the clock, when your attention is drawn to it, then you might want to look up the meaning of the number that you're seeing, because that is a message. You might see feathers, birds, certain birds are considered messengers from Spirit. Any animals that come into your life could be an animal spirit guide, and you can always look up the information to see what that is. And you'll know when it's that moment because you'll feel it. You'll feel the portent of the moment. Okay, let's take a look at another card, and we have treats. You've got some blessings coming in the coming year. So you can look forward to receiving some positive blessings along the way. And then the final card is Conjure, which means that this is an excellent time, and throughout the coming year, it will be an excellent time for you to manifest, to use your powers of manifestation. All right, this concludes the Light of the Jack-o'-lantern reading, but we're not done quite yet. Stay tuned for an extra special message.
Hear your fortune from Zoltar. The smallest good deed is better than the grandest intention. Take it from me, the great Zoltar. Intending shall get you nowhere, but doing, yes, that will bring you much, much reward.
You've been wondering if you have spent your time wisely. A man that is young in years may be old in hours if he has lost no time. If you feel old, then you know you have not wasted any time. If you feel young, then do not waste the day before you now. Remember, a day is a fortune and an estate. If you lose a day, you lose life itself. Do not worry about the time. Experience each new day. A wave which has passed cannot be called back, nor can an hour which has gone be returned. Your time will come by and by. There are great things in store for you. Swift, speedy time will bring new and interesting things this month, feathered with flying hours. Be careful over the years, not to let it dissolve the beauty of thy brow. For those of you who chose the jack-o'-lantern with the wicked smile, or jack-o'-lantern number 2, this is your reading. Welcome to the light of the jack-o'-lantern. In this reading, we're taking a look at what light shines on your path over the year ahead to support and protect you as you go along down your journey. I've laid out some cards here and given them purpose. So card number 1 is this card in the center, and this represents who you are. Then 2 and 3, these cards represent your higher spirit guides. And this card at the bottom, number 4, represents your foundation, or what are the core qualities, characteristics, traits, talents, and skills that you can rely upon in the coming year within yourself. And then after we do the tarot cards, I'll pull some oracle cards too to get some more information. So let's begin with the card that represents you. And this is the Lovers. So this means that you are a person who follows your heart. Your heart leads the way through life. And you're also a very well-balanced person. You're in harmony at this time. Okay, so a person who leads from the heart would be a kind, caring, loving person. A warm personality, an inviting personality. And let's take a look at the spirit guides that you have. This one is the 7 of Cups. And the 7 of Cups is Archangel Gabriel as the ruler of the element of water. So, a little bit about Archangel Gabriel. He is the angel of holy purpose. He's also one of the most famous angels because he's known as God's messenger. Now I'm saying he, and that's the way I tend to think of it, but Gabriel can be male or female. Gabriel can be male or female. Either form is acceptable to him. Now, those who have Gabriel as an archangel, he helps to discover your true life path. So you're heading into that knowledge this year as we're going into the coming year. And Gabriel is particularly helpful to writers or people for whose work is communication. So this may be some indication as to what your purpose is for the coming year. I'm sorry, you're coming into divine purpose, and it may have to do with communication and writing. Okay, so the other archangel is represented by the Magician card, and this would be Archangel Raziel. And that is a very interesting card to pull because Raziel, his name means the secrets of God. He is the angel of the mysteries, the keeper of the secrets. And so when Raziel is your guide, he helps you deepen your spiritual understanding and to gain esoteric knowledge. And very likely, you may have the gift of clairvoyance. And if you working with Raziel, he can help you fully awaken to your truth and to see the truth in any given situation. So you're being guided to rely upon your intuition and your inner guidance, which, as the Lover card is you, that's showing you probably already do that. So you're coming into an awakening and a deepening of the gifts that you have, particularly of clairvoyance. So clairvoyance and writing together is interesting. And then we're going to look at your foundation, talents, skills, abilities that you can rely upon in the coming year. And we have temperance. So temperance means that you can rely upon the strength of your harmonic nature. It is not every person who can maintain their balance as they walk through life. So your ability to do that is actually a powerful gift. And this means that you will be able to maintain divine connection. If we look closely at the band on her head, we see that she is enlightened. Let's turn now to the oracles and get some more information for you. From the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle, you have lavender. This is a time to surround yourself with love, which means keep the company of those people who are honestly and sincerely those people who are honest, sincere, and authentic with you. The people who honestly care about you and care about your well-being. Those are the people to be around at this time. Okay. For some further guidance, we have invitation. So with invitation, this is a call to action. You're invited to join the party. And this is a spiritual call to action. We talk about people being light workers and having a divine purpose. Well, it's time for you to come into yours. We also have this card, Double Trouble. And it means just what it says, that this is going to be a challenging time where in the year ahead, you're going to meet a lot of challenges. But you have so much strength in your foundation. You have so much support. I think that these challenges are going to be to expand your knowledge, your understanding, and to help your spiritual growth. There is that saying that you're never given more than you can handle. But with the challenges coming up in the year ahead, we still have this card. Happy. So even though you're going to meet some challenges in the coming year, it might be a challenging year for you in many ways. There are such things as positive challenges, like just grasping a new concept. Though there may be many challenges ahead for the coming year, ultimately it's going to be a very happy time for you. There's glad tidings ahead. All right, so this concludes your Light of the Jack-o'-lantern reading, and I hope that you enjoyed it. But don't leave just yet. Stay tuned for a special surprise message.
Hear your fortune from Zoltar. Men of genius are admired. Men of wealth are envied. Men of power are feared. But only men of character are trusted.
If you subdue yourself and return to the practice of what is right, if one day you achieve self-control and return to what is right, the world will acknowledge you as a person at his best. Being the best must come from you yourself. One cannot acquire it from others. Look at nothing which is contrary to what is right. Listen to nothing contrary to what is right. Speak nothing contrary to what is right, and do nothing contrary to what is right. You will then be a person at his best. For those of you who chose Jack-o'-lantern number 3 or the one with the laughing smile, this is your reading. Welcome to the Light of the Jack-o'-lantern. In this reading, we are taking a look at what light shines on your path in the year ahead. And so we're going to see what support and what strengths you have to carry you through. And I have laid out the tarot cards and I've given each one a purpose. And so the card in the center here, this card is to represent you at this time. And the cards to either side, cards 2 and 3, these represent your spirit guides. And the card underneath the card number 4 is your foundation. In other words, what strengths, talents, abilities, qualities do you have that you can rely upon within yourself to get through the year ahead? Okay, so let's go ahead and begin by taking a look at the card that represents you. And for this, we have justice. So this means that you are a person who relies upon logic and a person who sees the truth clearly and is able to ascertain what is fair and what is right. So you have a high intelligence, a high level of intelligence, and you use your intelligence as the main way that you navigate the world. Your intelligence is your guidance through the world. And as for your spirit team, we have the Eight of Pentacles card. And the Eight of Pentacles represents Uriel. Uriel's name means fire of God or flame of God. He is the keeper of the flame of divine love. So he teaches us the pathway to salvation and shows us how to purify lower energies like guilt or anger or anything that could cloud our judgment or our ability to be receptive of divine communication. Uriel helps us with forgiveness. It helps us to navigate arguments and conflicts that are in our environment. He's also the wisest of the archangels. So if you are the person of justice and needing to pass some exams and pursuing an intellectual career, you can call on the assistance of Uriel. To get you through that. So there is a lot of compassion in Uriel. And there is a lot of logic in your persona. And so there is a calling here to bring together your head and your heart. Okay, and for the next card, we have the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups card represents Gabriel. And his name means God has shown himself. He's known as the messenger of God. Okay, so Gabriel's busy, it seems. He's come up another reading. So Gabriel's going to be very busy in the coming time ahead. That's okay. Gabriel brings hope in times of hardship. And he helps us through new beginnings. And he helps us see past illusion. And he's especially helpful at times when it feels like hope is lost. Some things to know about Gabriel. Gabriel is, I say he, but Gabriel is androgynous, can take on any sex, either one. By that I meant gender. And he helps you understand your divine path. So in the coming year, you may be coming into whatever your divine path is. And perhaps that's going to do with the subject of justice. So not only does that represent yourself as a person, but also your destiny, your divine purpose. And your foundation is the Empress. Well, that shows to me that you're already fulfilling that blending of the heart and the head. Because the Empress is all heart. She is extremely nurturing, very creative, and very abundant. Her creative energy is just off the charts. She's overflowing with creative energy. And so she is able to use that energy to nurture others and care for others. She's a very loving and warm person. Okay? And so the qualities that you can rely upon in yourself is that softness in your heart, that empathy, and the creativity that comes from you so naturally. Your first oracle message is wings. You never needed those wings to fly. So if you have been in feelings of self-doubt and self-criticism, if you've been down on yourself, if you've always been feeling like you can't do or you're not worthy of doing the things that you set your goals to, then recognize this negativity. Recognize this, it's toxic self-talk. And it's very important because when we do it without thinking about it, and we do it because we've been trained to think that way. But the problem is that you build a cage around yourself with every limiting thought that you make, and that holds you back. And the way to break out and break free is to remember your divinity, and remember that you can do anything. You never even needed wings to fly. Okay. Some cards for the year ahead. We have comfort. So there's going to be periods of time in the coming year where you're able to enjoy your comfort. It looks like there's some trickery afoot, though, because we see this card abscond. That means getting away with something. Either that's you or that's somebody around you. And perhaps the next message here is to watch for a trickster in your environment, someone who's looking to get away with something from you. And then we have this card of magic. So this is going to, whoops. Oh, okay, magic just jumped over to justice. Interesting. All right, so with the magic card coming out like the magician, this is going to be a great year for manifestation. Which is to say that the energy surrounds you to create. And this is going to be a great year of creation for you, which is why the Empress is there in your foundation. Okay, this concludes the Light of the Jack-o'-lantern reading, and I hope that you found something valuable here. I hope that it was enjoyable. But don't leave just yet. Stay tuned for a special surprise message.
Hear your fortune from Zoltar. The smallest good deed is better than the grandest intention. Take it from me, the great Zoltar. Intending shall get you nowhere, but doing, yes, that will bring you much, much reward.
Standard setting directives you set must be followed, but the important thing is self-reformation. The words of appointment for accomplishment are pleasing, but the important thing is self-reflection. There is nothing you can do to gain complete satisfaction without self-reflection, nor can there be compliance without self-reformation. Put loyalty and reliability first. If you have faults, do not fear self-improvement.